Work hard. Keep your head down. Your work will speak for itself. Wait your turn. If you've spent your career following those rules, first of all, I want to congratulate you. Those beliefs probably helped you build an incredible career. They help you earn trust, build credibility, become the person everybody depends on. But what if the advice that helped you become successful is no longer the advice that will help you become influential? What if the rules changed and nobody told you? I have coached too many accomplished women who did everything they were told to do, only to watch someone else get the promotion, lead the initiative, or get invited into the conversation. Not because they were more capable, but because they were playing by the different set of rules. Today, I want to challenge some of the career advice many of us have followed for years. Not because it was bad advice. It wasn't. It may not be the advice that deserves the leader you've become. Hi, everybody. I'm Elizabeth Suarez. After spending more than 2 decades leading in Fortune 100 companies and often being the only Latina at the leadership table, I have made it my mission to help accomplished women stop waiting for permission, own their voice, and boldly pursue the leadership opportunities they've already earned. One of the biggest shifts I have seen throughout my career is this. The rules that help you get hired aren't always the rules that help you lead. Let's talk about these rules. The first rule, the one we have all heard, work hard. Should you work hard? Absolutely. Hard work matters. It's how you build credibility. It's how you develop expertise. It's how people learn they can count on you. But here's what I have learned. Hard work gets you noticed. It doesn't always get you promoted. Because at some point in your career, the question changes. People stop asking, can she do the work? And they begin asking, can she lead the work? Those are two very different questions. If all people see is your ability to execute, they'll keep giving you more work to execute. Leadership requires something more. It requires people to see your thinking, your judgment, your ability to influence, and your vision. The second rule, keep your head down. This one makes me smile. Because so many of us were taught that keeping our heads down was a sign of professionalism. Don't complain. Don't make waves. Just do excellent work. The problem is, if your head is always down, it's very difficult for people to see you. Now, let me be clear. I'm not suggesting you become the loudest person in the room. I'm suggesting you become visible for the value you create. There's a difference. Visibility isn't about ego. It's about making your contribution impossible to overlook. The third rule, your work will speak for itself. This might be the biggest myth of all. I remember coaching a senior executive who was frustrated that she kept being overlooked for bigger leadership opportunities. One day she mentioned to me, Elizabeth, my work speaks for itself. I paused for a moment and then asked, does it? Or have you simply been hoping other people will connect the dots? She knew exactly what I meant. She had been doing exceptional work, but she had been assuming everyone understood the value she was creating. They didn't. Not because they didn't appreciate her, but because no one understands your impact as well as you do. From that point on, she became much more intentional about talking about the problems she solved, the decisions she influenced, and the results she delivered. She didn't become louder, she became clearer. And that clarity changed the way people experience her as a leader. The fourth and final rule: wait your turn. This one breaks my heart because I have met so many brilliant women who believe that if they just keep doing excellent work, eventually someone would notice. Sometimes they do, many times they don't. Not because they don't appreciate you, but because leadership opportunities rarely go to the people who simply wait. They go to the people who raise their hand, who express interest, who ask thoughtful questions, who shares ideas, who let others know they're ready. Waiting for your turn sometimes gives the career responsibility to others. Instead, it should be yours. Here is what I hope you remember from today's conversation. The advice that helped you become successful may not be the advice that helps you become influential. Think about that. For years, you have been rewarded for delivering excellent work, meeting deadlines, solving problems, being reliable, being the person everybody can count on. Those qualities build your success, but influence requires something more. Influence requires people to understand not only what you do, but how you think. It requires them to see your judgment, your perspective, your ability to connect ideas, to lead people, and to shape decisions. That's a different level of leadership, and it requires a different set of behaviors. Not because you've changed, but because your role as a leader has changed. So, can I ask you something? Stop asking yourself, will someone eventually notice my contributions? Instead, ask yourself, am I helping others understand the value I bring? Those are very different questions because one keeps you waiting, the other puts you in charge of your own career. And that's exactly where leadership begins. As your career grows, your leadership must grow with it. Don't hold yourself to yesterday's rules simply because they once worked. Every new level of leadership asks something different of you. It asks you to be seen, to use your voice, to trust your judgment, and to stop waiting for permission to become the leader you're already capable of being. Growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about giving yourself permission to become more of who you already are. Remember, the advice that helped you become successful may not be the advice that helps you become influential. Don't be afraid to let your leadership evolve as your career evolves. So, if today's message resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to my channel for more ideas to strengthen your leadership and build what's next. Looking forward to seeing you next time.